Hi there, welcome back. Now I was going to pick up on where we were up to in the video on the admin section and start looking at how to delete categories, but it occurs to me as I've been thinking about how we can make the site a little more efficient. There's quite a significant change that I'd like to make, so I thought I'd insert this video here so that those of you who have been following those videos up to this point can make the changes before we continue on. And what I will do is I'll go back and re-record the earlier videos so that we don't have to go through this in the future. Now what it is that I want to change is basically to make the site a lot easier to update, and again for my students, particularly if you're in level 3, you would definitely want your site to be as efficient as possible, and right now it's efficient but not as efficient. So what I'm meaning is here, we're on the index page, as you can see. If I click on my skirts page, I actually go to a whole new different page called category, and what we were doing is we were just having a template that we just went save as, and we saved a copy. Now of course if we want to change the layout or the structure of our site, we're still going to have to update all of these pages. So what I've been thinking as an alternative is something more like this, where here I am on my index page, and what we're actually doing is we're going to include content just down the bottom there. So for example, if I click on skirts, you can see the skirts stuff appears as my category page, but I'm still actually on my index page up the top here. You can see what we're doing is we're just sending the name of the page that should be displayed in the content area through the get method. And that actually works even if I go, say, to the item page. You can see that the item page has been sent through. And in terms of a sitemap, what we're looking at is at the moment we have the header, which has been included, secondary content's been included, the DB Connect stuff is also included. But now what I'm thinking is everything, all the content pages, all the content areas, all the stuff that was our old sitemap can actually be included in this little area here, which is our main content. And what that means is later on we can actually move these areas around if we want, we can restyle them and so on, we're not going to have to re-upload anything. So in terms of code, what does that mean for us? Well, it's not a huge change, but it does. We just need to change obviously a few things. Now down the bottom here you can see in my main content area, I'm just going to remove this lorem ipsum. Now actually before I get started, this is on my index page, so this will literally be the only, well, this is like a shell page, the only page that will be displayed. All others will be displayed as part of it. So I'm going to remove this lorem ipsum here, and in PHP what we're going to do is we're actually just going to check and see whether or not the page to be displayed has been selected, and if it hasn't, we're going to display the home page. So I'm going to start off by saying if this get array page, which is how we're going to be sending the page name through, if that is not set, which is what the exclamation mark means, then what we're going to do is we are going to include a page called home.php. There we go. And I have to create that, and I'll just put some home text on there, whatever you would put on your index page. However, if that get is actually set, then we're going to include something. Now what we need to do is actually do it via a variable. So I'll create a variable called page. We'll make that equal to whatever has been sent through in that get method, and then we're going to include $page.php. So what that should do, all going well, is insert the page that appears in the link. Okay, so that's the only code that you will need on your index page, and that is in the main content area. All right. Now I might just start by I'm just going to create a new page, and I'm just going to save it as home.php. And I'm just going to put a welcome to sheet clothing or some sort of welcome message, and then a some kind of text just to fill it up a bit. Right. So that should be the first time I visit the index page, because I wouldn't have clicked on any links, nothing will be set in the get method, so this should be displayed in there. So if I return to my browser here, where are we? Go to the home page. Here we are on the home page. There you go. Welcome to Sheet Clothing. Lorem ipsum goes here. There we go. So our next step in our code is in our header. Now remember, that is where all our links are. Right, where are we? Here we are in our loop. You can see I've got my ahref equals category. Now what I'm going to do instead is I'm actually going to send that back to the index page. But you can see where we're populating this get method. I'm actually just going to say page equals, and that was category, wasn't it? And then put an and symbol. So this means that there's two things now set in our get method. The first is the page that we want to display, and the second is the category ID. So that's obviously our navbar. And also further down here where it says admin.php, so that's our link to our admin page. Again, I'll change that to index, and after the PHP go page equals admin. Now that bit there is just the name of the file that we've been saving. Right, so back to our browser. Just refresh that. So now when I click on this, I have definitely made a mistake. You can see that it's taken the entire category page and included it. And hopefully you can see what's happened. It's included all the old code. So if I open up my category page, you can see that actually has the HTML tags and the logo at the top and everything. We can actually remove all this stuff now all the way down to where the main content begins. There it is there. And down the bottom we can remove the secondary content, the footer, and all the rest of the HTML tags. Alright, so this page now becomes an awful lot more streamlined. So I'm just going to save that. So if I now click on skirts, I have completely broken it. I've obviously removed one div tag too many. Hang on, what have I done here? Right, yeah, actually I've got a closing div tag down there which is interfering. So this is at the bottom of the category. Just remove that, save that, and now there we go, that holds together a bit better. Okay, if I click on home, you can see it just takes me back. Categories now being included. So what's the next page that we need to work on? Would be our looking at our header, our admin page. We just need to make sure that that is displayed properly. So if I open up our admin page right there, do the same thing. Let's streamline that right down. So we're going to gut everything right down until the main content actually begins. And down below there we'll get rid of that closing main content tag and all that stuff, and that page becomes very, very small, like so. So in fact that will do. Save that. And back over here, if we click on the admin link now, you can see our admin is working. And obviously this is not all working yet, we've got a bit of work to do. Right, going back to header, just checking also, you can see, what other pages do we have? Oh, that's right, before I forget that, the item page. If we go to our category and we click on one of these, we need our item page to come up, and it seems to be working reasonably well. But let's just double check that. So back in here, let's open up item.php, and I'm not sure how that's working, so we will gut this code right down as well, the HTML all the way down to the main content. And similarly we want to get rid of the closing div and all the way down to the end. So again, this page becomes very, very small. Save that, and here we are back on the, oh, I see the problem. You notice on our, category page here, see index page category, when we click on this, this takes us to the item page. So there's a link there on the category page we need to address as well. So you can see we've got a little bit of patching up to do here. On the category page you can see there's my link, goes to item. So I'm going to change that to index, and in the get method there just go page equals item and stock ID equals. So there are two things set in this get method. Okay, save that now, refresh, and now you can see that we're still on the index page, but this is the item details being displayed. So that looks like the front end of our site is all working and behaving as it should. So now we're just going to tidy up some of the back end stuff. So when we go to log in here, you can see my admin page is successfully bringing up the user login, and this will be interesting, if I fail, it takes me to the admin page. So you can see that one of those redirects is taking us somewhere. So let's work our way through this logically. Go to our admin page, and as we go through it, you'll notice there's a header that redirects us to the admin page. What we're going to do is say, no, let's redirect to the index page, but in the get method say page equals admin and error equals login. Right. So that will take care of that. Next page that we need to think about then is our actual login page. So let's open that one up. And I'm just trying to go through this in terms of the order in which we would deal with these pages on our site. So there's our login page. And is there anything on there? Yes, you notice the form action is trying to send us to the admin page. But again, we want to send that to the index page. Everything's on index. And we're going to say page equals admin. Alright. So you get the idea. Everywhere you've seen a link now, you're just going to change the name to index and then just add the question mark page equals and then the page name that you're going to. Right, so the login page will take us through to admin options, won't it? So we need to open up the admin panel. There it is there. And on our admin panel we have two links. The first is to log out. Again, we don't want that to go to the admin page, we want that to go to the index page, and page equals admin and logout equals true. So two things have been set in the get method. Add category, we're not going to add category.php anymore, we're going to the index page, but we are setting the page to add category in our get method. It's there. So we'll save that. Okay, so the next page then to change as we work through all the pages we've created, it would be the add category page. And there's a fair few things to change in here. First things first, let's strip out all the unnecessary HTML code. So from the HTML tag right down to where the main content begins, like so. And then take the closing div tag from the main content all the way down to the end. And let's have a look through here. Now that little bit of code we have at the top of every page, that will work quite fine. The redirect back out to the index page. Here's our form when we submit the new category. Notice it's going to add category confirm. I instead want this to go to index.php, and in the get method set page equals add category confirm. And we'll save that. Then the next one we need to work on is that add category confirm. So once again, strip all the unnecessary HTML right down to where the main content begins, and the closing div, set content footer, and all that extra stuff. You entered. Okay, and we've got a few links here. See, add category insert, and you'll get the hang of this now, I'm sure. Remove that, replace it with index, and in the get array, page equals add category insert. Where this link now goes to add category. We in fact then want to go to index.php, and notice there's already something set in the get method, so I'm just going to insert this here, page equals add category and update equals true. As I come across, you can see this wants to go to the admin page, get back to admin panel, but I actually want to go to index.php question mark page equals admin. Okay, so that page is sorted. And lastly, add category insert. First things first, remove all the extra stuff at the top right down to where the main content begins, and then the closing main content tag all the way down to the HTML at the end. Checking up the top here, is there anything else that we need to change? No, just the link back to the admin panel, so that should now go to the index page, but page equals admin. Okay, that's an awful lot. We'll find out what we've missed. So if I just refresh this admin page now, if I make a mistake, that's working nicely. We're still on the index page, you notice. If I log in successfully, I'm still on the index page, but now it's called admin. If I log out, good, I'm still on the index page. See, it sent me to the admin part. If I successfully log in and click on add new category, we're still in here, that's working nicely. And if I say test and we submit it, it's still on the index page and it seems to be working. If I click on go back, test is still there, and yes, I'm on the index page. Back to an admin panel, great. Everything seems to be working. If I confirm, great, we're still on the index page and back to admin panel. It's all working fine. What if I click on one of these, pants? Great. So what we've now done was a very long-winded way of turning our website effectively into a one-page site. All the content on this website has been delivered through one shell page called index, and it means that it will just make our site extremely easy to maintain and update in the future. So I apologize profusely for not picking this up earlier. Sorry for those of you who followed videos to this point and now wondering why they were. Everything from this point on will be designed for this single page site, and like I said, I will go back and I will redo the earlier videos. So anyway, hopefully if you're still with me, I will see you next time. Bye.